Hi everybody, in EDL 631 wanted to take a minute to respond to Carmen's post on policy, environments, and system design. This is Susan Baxter, and first off, hats off to Carmen. That was a great way to really break down that article. It was a very difficult article, as Carmen had pointed out, and so I thought she did a great job with explaining it and breaking it down for us. And I could talk for a very long time about her questions, so I've promised myself I won't do that. In question one, though, she asked us to talk about the on the same page aspect of technology and the changing technologies, new and changing technologies, and why do we think new technologies are a difficult point for the academic world and the economic political world to agree on. And I think that a lot of times there's an inability or ability to share resources and information. Also, there's the if we're not all using the same technology, in other words, that's where that first bullet item comes up. And also experts and consultants, we can't share those. We have to bring in a lot of experts and consultants when we don't have the same uniform technology, because we can't just have employees that are trained on uniform technology. And also the bulk buying power when we're all using the same equipment and technology. A lot of times too with education, I think we have a lot of need as we train people to have more cutting edge technology than sometimes we find is necessary in other fields. And sometimes people don't always understand that. I know personally in my home, my husband works in business, I work in education. Sometimes I am just flabbergasted by how old the technology is in their work, and I'm like, how do you all survive with that old technology? And so I'm sure he thinks, why do you all spend so much money on technology? So there is a difference, and so I can understand why that does come up. I'm going to move quickly because the third question was my favorite, so I want to make sure I have some time to spend on that one. On question two, she asked us to look at what do we see as advantages and benefits of institutional autonomy, and what are the advantages of state authority and the disadvantages for each. And so looking at institutional autonomy, there are some obvious advantages. The ability to serve a niche market, or in the case of like a community college, an individual community, and it allows an institution to tailor fit programs and services to the population or the needs of that population. There's some obvious disadvantages as well, with the lack of consistency, transferability, uniformity, and there's little opportunity for sharing of resources. You almost become an island, so to speak. So there's definitely those types of things that come up with the autonomy. With state authority, some of the advantages are that joint oversight, the uniformity. It's almost like the disadvantages of the autonomy become the advantages for the authority. You get that joint oversight, the uniformity, the consistency, the transferability, the ability to share resources, buy in bulk, and the other thing that comes with that is the funding source. Usually when you get that authority, you do get that funding source. The disadvantage is the lack of autonomy, and the lack of input into the policy. Also comes funding issues. Even though there's a funding source, there's a lot of funding issues that come with that funding source. Anytime you get the funds, you get the strings that come along with it, and the concerns of how is the funding going to come, and the stream, and how the flow of the funding is going to flow to you. So there's a lot of concerns that come with that, and sometimes you feel like your hands are tied. So on to question three, which just so happens to be my favorite of Carmen's questions. In thinking about community colleges and universities, how do you think these two systems, separate in North Carolina but together in other states, could optimize their relationship? And I want to speak specifically to 3 excellent examples of maximizing the relationships between community colleges and universities. My first example is the dual degree program between Sampson Community College and Fayetteville State University. Because it is a dual degree program instead of an articulation program, students are able to transfer 90 credit hours instead of the traditional 64 credit hours from the community college to the university system. The transferability of 90 hours is a huge financial savings to students. Not to mention, it is also for students who are a lot of times in our particular county poverty-ridden, single parents. We do it in education. So these are people who would like to go on to be teachers. So a lot of these women who have great potentials as future educators that maybe say are single parents who are already working and they would not have another way to go to school. So this is truly a gateway to them, and it provides an opportunity that otherwise would not exist. And the remaining courses are offered mostly online. Sometimes they're offered through Information Highway. They're allowed to do their student teaching within the county, and in addition to that, Fayetteville State University brings a advisor onto our campus 1 day a week. At one point during our heyday, we had 75 students enrolled in this program. So it's a win-win. It's a win for Sampson. We get a 3rd year out of the students while they take some of the college transfer type courses beyond the Associate in Applied Science degree. It's obviously a win-win for Fayetteville State. They just got 75 students graduating out of their bachelor's program that we basically are serving up to them. So like I said, it's a great relationship. It's very, very interesting. Example 2, reverse transfer programs with select UNC schools and community colleges. And these programs are where students who are doing poorly at the university are provided a scripted plan where they are to leave the university and go back to a community college with, again, a very scripted course of study of what they're to take at the community college, where they are to take those courses and do well. And upon taking those courses, doing well, they will be allowed to return to the university with no punishment if they show they've slowed down, backed up, took those courses, and did well. Again, it provides a great opportunity to do well, redeem themselves. They can save money. The courses are cheaper. A lot of times they can go home, get some support, reflect. Again, great opportunity. The third and final one I want to talk about really quickly. I'm sorry, this is a long post, just something I'm really passionate about. Example 3 is a STEAM program with North Carolina State University agriculture programs and community colleges. This is a program for students who are bright, promising students, but just did not quite get into the agriculture program at NC State. But NC State does not want to let them get away. And so what they do is they, again, provide a very scripted program of study for these students and say, we guarantee you admissions at NC State's agriculture program next year. In the meanwhile, we want you to go to a community college. You go to the community college, you stay consistently enrolled your first year. Here's the exact courses we wanted you to take. If you take these courses, stay continually enrolled and get this whatever grade point average, I don't really know that detailed of the specifics of it, we guarantee you a spot next year. So it's a guaranteed transfer in option for students who do it. Again, it's a fabulous guarantee for the student, plus they're saving money that first year. They can select which community college to go to. It's wonderful for NCSU. They're guaranteed that these students are going to come with courses under their belt, successful courses, because they're under no obligation if the student doesn't hold up on their end. So it's a lot of win-win situations, and I think there's a lot of promise out there. We've got a lot of really good examples. This is just 3. I could go on and on. So there's a lot of really good promise out there that I think we could be looking to. So enjoyed talking about these topics with you. Sorry about the long post, and great questions, Carmen. Looking forward to talking more to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.